What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Power Plays Palace. Well, we about to get started. We ain't gonna hold this thing up too long. Looking at the spy like we always do about this time. Oh, look at that chart. Yesterday was an adventure, wasn't it? Spy started out the day. It rolled sideways all day. Then 2:30, 2 o'clock hit, and the spy went on a journey. I mean, a real journey. And I told y'all yesterday morning to be careful. Powell was gonna be speaking, so be careful. Look at it went down there and took all that away. Dropped there from what that 637, all the way down to 631, and then by the end of the day, it was back up to 634 on into the night. And then we got what we got going on this morning. Another gap up on the spot. Look at that. That is the pre-market. Let's move this out the way. That is the pre-market low and the pre-market high for today. Those two white lines. But the bottom of this pre-market low is also, show y'all here, the top of a gap up. Boom. Let's put this here in green. You know, we made that our green zone. Look at that gap up. Look at that gap up right there. And if you see what I see, that means SPY is currently operating in and around that gap. So let's take a look at our chart from yesterday. We said, first of all, we can take the bullish setup and set that down because we saw what happened on yesterday. The SPY did not respond the way it should have. I mean, it didn't respond the way we probably projected. It went up. You got all the way to 637, 638. You see what SPY opened at 636. It dropped down here to 635.29, and then it ran all the way up to 636. Came back down, bounced off the trend line, 634.95. Then it started to work its way back up. Then we had some consolidation here at 636. Then it ran all the way up to 637.70. So let's look back at my chart from yesterday. So if you got in about 635.80 to 636, which is this area on the chart here. Look at that. 35 up in this area here. We got a little pullback below that, but you could have rolled that up just like it was projected on the chart, and you realistically could have paid to the first target. It didn't quite hit 638.04, but it got close. So you could have hit those two levels. On the short side, if you played at 235 or at that time right there, now you could have went down at 11 o'clock. You could have got some shorts in at 11 o'clock over here. You know, this little area here from 636 down to 635.02 and rolled that back up. But at 235, you got a big move down. And what I told you yesterday, Powell was speaking. Whenever he speaks, you can expect some volatility in the market. And this thing went from 637 and it ran down here to 631.54. Now you see, that was already marked on the chart from a previous day. That's why I try to keep a lot of those lines, different color lines, like this gap line. Once this gap fill out, I take it off. But I try to keep a lot of that other stuff there because of that. Because you come back to a previous day, that's the equivalent to back testing. It's already having it set up on your chart. So we good there. So now, with that being said, we got a gap up this morning. We see the gap between 639 and 640.21. So you can play the two psychological areas, 639 and 640, and play in between those two areas with the pre-market low currently be at 639.71, which could be somewhat of a midpoint. So there's a lot of different options there depending on how you trade. And remember, this is not financial advice. This is not financial advice. All right, so let's get back into it. Let's look at our chart for today. All right, here's our chart for today. So right now, if you're looking for the bullish setup, we're looking at 639.50 to 639.80, and you know that's what you're doing. And you're gonna be looking. If we bounce their volume, we'll be looking for our first target 640.18, 641 whole number psychological area, and then 641.50. And that's just halfway in between. That's a good target point because these are all-time high areas for the SPY. For bears, if SPY run up to 640.70 to 641 and it doesn't push through, it get weak, volume starts going away, then you set the stop loss over 41.50, and then you target 639.50, 637.68, and possibly 636 if it just lose momentum. And remember, yesterday it ran all the way down to 631. So, you know, it's possibilities. Possibilities are endless. If you're going to scalp the SPY, you're looking at 641, 650. And if you're going to, for bears, we're talking about 639.80 down towards 639. Now, right now, we got bullish momentum to start the day. It's a Fed day. You know, you expect some sharp moves. You expect some things to go on. But be careful about what you get into and what you play today. And then you should still be able to find some profit. Now, if anything I say to you makes you, a better trader, helps you get better, then like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And then tell a friend. But also, if you want to be more involved with what we're doing during the day, you can join us over at the Power Plays Discord. But in the meantime, keep following the plays. That's not financial advice. But I promise you this. If you follow the plays and you build your own strategy around some of the ideas, not doing what we do, but build your strategy around what you see, then you'll be a successful trader and you'll start to become a better trader. But for today, I am your boy Jay Boogie checking out. Y'all have a nice day and we will see you later.